quais alguns que a gente pode ver?
Muitas emoções. Pra um só vídeo.
Se eu
Ele
não
vai
tô
comer
enganado.
mais plástico depois?
Assim, eu não posso garantir.
Cara.
Mas também não digo que não.
É.
Se eu
Ô,
não me engano, o vídeo que é chamado a polícia é esse daqui, ó. É o do martelo. É o martelo mais poderoso do mundo. Esse maluco é um gênio do mal, tipo o maluco que criou aquele vírus I Love You, um vírus que podia ter destruído a internet, foi criado por um brother que entendia de tecnologia e usou pro mal. Podia ter ficado rico, mas usou o poder dele pro mal. Ah, tem um monte de gente assim, mano. É tipo aquele moleque que foi preso, acho que ano retrasado, porque ele era autista, ele tinha hiperfoco em hackear. Aí ele hackeou, acho que a Amazon. Aí ele foi preso em prisão domiciliar num hotel pra ele ficar longe do computador. Aí ele arrumou um jeito de hackear a Amazon de novo usando
cara.
um Fire Stick da Amazon, tá ligado?
Caralho. Mano, mas acho que a Google tem isso, né? Que se tu conseguir hackear, eles te dão um posto pra trabalhar com eles, não é?
Sim, sim, a Google tem, mas é que a Google tipo, não é o hackear da Google, né? É
Aham.
hackear do bem, tipo, se você causar algum problema, eles não te contratam, não.
Ah, é.
E aí,
Obviamente.
bora ver esse aqui então, do martelão?
Bora.
É complicado. Inclusive, mano, uma coisa que eu vejo sempre nos vídeos americanos, mas até hoje eu não vi no vídeo brasileiro. Vocês viram que agora o YouTube tem essa função de resumo por IA, mano?
Cara, eu vi isso faz um tempo já, mas eu também não vejo em nenhum vídeo brasileiro.
Eu só vejo em vídeo americano. Tipo, são umas funções que nunca vem pro Brasil, porque tudo funciona em inglês, tá ligado? Então
É.
não vem pra cá.
É.
A Google é mais. Obrigado por nos mostrar uma falha. Vamos corrigir e te pagar uma quantia. Tem um monte de site que faz isso. O Facebook também faz isso. Só que é aquilo, né? Se você acha uma falha e quer ganhar dinheiro, tu não aproveita da falha. Tu só mostra pros caras, tá ligado?
Uhum. Tipo cachorro.
How you going? I'm still in lockdown, and I'm bored, really bored.
Ah, esse vídeo aqui é no meio da pandemia. Esse vídeo aqui ele foi produzido no meio da pandemia.
So bored, I've been finding ways to make mundane activities more of a challenge and dangerous. But so far, haven't found anything exciting enough. But then I saw the
Entendeu o que aconteceu aqui?
Cara.
experts, Mexicans. So today, I'm gonna make my version of their hammer. And even though I'm thoroughly sick of lockdown and being unable to do stuff, luckily today's sponsor,
Coitado.
NordVPN,
Você vai lá no NordVPN. Só vai aparecer no meu canal quando você me pagar.
Miguelito.
I'm not the first to copy the Mexicans with explosive hammers, and an Australian company, Ramset, beat me to it making this, which is used to drive nails through brick and metal. And I could just buy one.
Esqueci de botar a legenda, mas basicamente ele falou aqui de um martelo. Ah, já tá traduzindo, beleza. Ele tá mostrando que lá na gringa vende uma ferramenta, né? Que é basicamente um martelo arma, né? Você pode, tipo, você carrega ele com balas de pólvora e basicamente essa arma ela vai lançar o prego na parede pra você. Tipo, já vai fincar ele na parede pra você, tá? Pra quem tem drywall, isso é muito útil. Tomem cuidado, chat, não confio nesse fanboy demônio. Ele só quer uma desculpa pra roubar a meia de vocês. Não, quem faz isso daí é a Kinoko, pô.
É.
Eu não
Pinocchio e a
roubo.
gnômia. Tá confundindo as espécies.
Eu não roubo a meia, não, mano. Eu faço outra coisa.
Of these, but
Ele
look
rouba.
at that price,
Nope.
$1,000. I'm definitely better off making my own. So the first thing I did was buy a $2,000 lathe. Okay, so this is my plan. I've collected all the scrap metal in my house. Which I reckon I can combine to make this. It's pretty simple, just a block of metal in two pieces with a swivel point here. Then you put the nail inside with a charge behind it, and when I hit the nail here, it moves back and hopefully sets off the charge, firing the nail out the end. And some of you might recognize some similarities between this and stuff made here's baseball bat. But look, if he's allowed to copy my steel-toed croc video and make it much better, then I'm allowed to copy his video and make it much worse. And that's my idea, but I don't actually
Se alguém pode me copiar, eu posso copiar essa pessoa também, tá ligado?
É.
E aí, Lavoisa, como é que você tá, mano? Tranquilo?
think I have the skills to make this, since this is my first time using a lathe, and so far I've only made this. so hopefully making the hammer is similar. And unlike this, which is made from round bar and fits in the 3-jaw chuck, I'm using square bar for the hammer, which doesn't fit. So either I add another jaw on the side, or use this.
Cara, que isso aqui?
Esse cara deve ter contraído tétano 50 já.
Não, ele é o próprio tétano.
4-jaw chuck. And this sounds like an easy solution, but when you put material in a 4-jaw chuck like this, it needs to be centered using one of these. And I hate being precise. I always avoid it, but now, thanks to this tool, I have the ability to tell how unprecise I am, accurate to 1/100th of a millimeter. This is dumb. I feel like nothing I do makes any sense. I hit this side, and now this side has moved in. And then I turn this thing, and now the whole thing's the wrong way.
Wait, what?
But after mucking around with it for ages, I seem to have gotten the piece roughly in the middle. So I brought in the tool to do a cut across the face. And lathing is a lot of fun and really makes you feel like a man with a big manly tool, mainly because it allows me to finally grow facial hair. And that facial cut feels
Os pelos masculinos, né, mano?
Nossa, cara.
Agora o saco dele é imune a tétano.
After comparing it to my face, it's much more flat. Okay, now I'm going to drill a hole in the center of the block. And this is the scary part, as if it's not centered, all the machinist watching will make fun of me.
Sai daí, cara! Meu Deus do céu!
Ele mexendo na máquina mega perigosa com a merda do pé.
Mano, meu Deus. Mano, eu acho que esse homem não tem mais, tipo, nada dos órgãos genitais. Ele é tipo um manequim, porque ele já caiu tanto em cima desses negócios, fazendo essas brincadeiras gostosas, que raspou tudo, velho. Raspou tudo.
Essas brincadeiras gostosas. Pior que eu não duvido.
Não, velho.
Fuck.
And this sucks. If I can't get the drill bit
Ele furou o bagulho agarrou lá dentro.
out, I'm going to have to start all over. I tried yanking it out by turning the lathe on while holding the other part still, and even tried putting it in the freezer with diced mangoes, which always helps me relax and shrink in size. But nothing worked. But then I had a genius idea. I grinded some flats on the side of the drill bit and used this wrench to attempt to turn it out.
Yes.
Which worked,
Yeah!
but I still need to make the hole a
É o cara tirando a... É o Arthur tirando Excalibur da pedra, tá ligado?
little larger. And I've decided from now on, I should definitely use a safer approach and use a dummy and some lubricant. And I'm pretty sure the lathe isn't meant to be making this noise. So I just put on some ear protection to fix the noise, and that looks pretty good, and the blank also fits.
That's pretty perfect.
Não era pra máquina tá fazendo esse barulho, então só tampei o ouvido mesmo.
Resolveu o problema.
Tá de boa.
Okay, the hole is done and seems to be in the center. So I just cut the tip off using the world's most unpleasant tool. And then decided I had had enough of staring at these blanks and wanted to see what actually happens if I just hit one with a hammer.
3, 2, 1. Yes.
And now without ear protection for some reason.
3, 2, 1. Oh.
And I don't know why I did that. My ears are literally still ringing while recording this. But I still decided I want to see what happens if I hit it again, but this time with a nail on top. So I put the nail
Nossa,
in.
olha, mano, o cara viu o barulho que faz, a força do bagulho, ele vai fazer com o prego, né?
Impressionante, esse cara é muito inteligente.
Place the blank underneath. And it's very important I do this in that order so I don't accidentally set off the blank and die. Then I hit it as hard as I could.
2, 1.
And nothing. And again. This time I placed a sharper point behind the blank. And still nothing. And then I tried placing the blank on flat metal and also clamping the device so it doesn't fall onto the ground and then point towards me.
3, 2, 1. God, what the? Holy shit. Where did the nail?
Meu Deus!
Oh, that is terrifying. Oh, I cannot believe that these say they are weak. I am so glad I didn't buy the strong ones. Let's check upstairs and see if that did any damage.
Sim, essas balas são medidas por potência. Ele comprou as fracas e a fraca furou o teto do cara.
Meu Deus, véi.
Olha.
Meu Deus, cara.
And that works a little too well, which might be my fault, as I spent an hour like a sweatshop worker machining like 100 nails down until I had an airtight fit in the hole of the hammer. And I'm really starting to think I should make myself like a Kevlar apron or something to protect my innards. If for some reason anyone watching has some Kevlar they don't want that they want to send me, hit me up. Okay, moving on with the build, I need to make a hinge between the two pieces. So I decided to just use a store-bought hinge, which will attach to the bottom of some flat bar like this. And now it's time for something else I've never done, which is use
Eu
this.
só queria lembrar vocês que ele tá tentando fazer um martelo. Um martelo de guerra, basicamente, né? Porque ele é movido a pólvora. Ai, que produto seguro pro mercado americano, onde tanta gente alucinada.
Pior, né?
Assim, eu não sei se vende nos Estados Unidos, mas na Austrália, vende.
Tap and die set to create threads in metal. But first, I thought I'd better read the instructions very, very carefully to make sure I don't die. Then, once it was kind of together, I realized a potential problem with my design, which was that the round could go off when I closed the hinge. Which it didn't, so I set it off with a stick once again.
3, 2, 1. Oh my god. It's too powerful, so it went straight through.
Agora ele tem 2 pregos no teto.
Meu Deus, véi.
And let's go check upstairs again.
And that works great, but I still decided to swap the hinge out for a more beefy one, which I took from the door of this cabinet. And I like this thing. It's like I'm holding a badly rendered pistol. Now I need to decide on the locks that hold the pieces together. And at first I was going to go with this kind of artistic wanky lock, but I don't actually think it would hold together with the extreme forces on the hammer. So I went with this sturdier one. Then once I tap and not died the rest of the holes, I've essentially got the finished thing. Except it looks really ugly. And after looking online at other kinds of hammers and other stuff, I found this by Adam Savage, which I'm going to take slight inspiration from. And after
Eu queria lembrar que ele tava olhando martelos, ele olhou uma foto de uma arma.
all that grinding, I was curious as to how much metal I had actually lost. So I measured it, and strangely, I gained around 1 centimeter. Then I cleaned up the other pieces using my sick tech deck skills from my childhood. And so far, this has actually been pretty easy. But now comes the hard
Aquele
bit.
bagulho escorregar o dedo dele ali, o dedo dele só...
Mano, na verdade, o dono desse canal já morreu várias vezes. Ele tem vários clones só. Pessoas que têm ele. Todo mundo sabe disso. Essas mãozinhas estão muito limpas, tirando as unhas. Pra
É,
ser a mesma pessoa que faz isso aí, mano.
Where I
exato.
grind in the more delicate details and risk stuffing up this whole piece, which I'm terrified about. So I rolled a die to see which piece would be sacrificed first. Now I'm going to try and create an angled section on the side, and I can do this in two different ways. The first, by locking the grinding face at an angle, or I can do my favorite method, which is to lock myself at a 45-degree angle so I'm consistent with my grind. And after combining the two, I created this. So then I just did the same thing on the front to create these cute little triangles, which despite my fears, actually look pretty good. So then I attempted the scariest part, which is a rounded groove cut into metal, which blacksmiths and whitesmiths like to call fullers. So I tilted
Blacksmiths and the Whitesmiths. Eu tô falando, mano, esse cara tem umas piadas muito sutil, mano.
Não
Ele
é?
comprou os mesmos serviços de clone do Lula.
Caramba, é verdade. Às vezes ele que desenvolveu e mandou pro Brasil, né?
É, às vezes ele que é o
Nunca se
desenvolvedor.
sabe.
the belt at this sharp angle and started. And while doing this, I actually found the best angle for grinding was when I placed my head right here, which allowed me to see right along the face. But it also means the metal dust gets a good view of my face as well. And after all this grinding, I was starting to create a bit of mess on the floor with all these iron filings. But luckily, I had a mate who told me that
Eu tô falando que esse cara faz tudo
Meu
descalço.
Deus, véi.
tip, which was to place a bucket of water directly underneath the grinder, which is actually great as it keeps me nice and cool while doing this hot work.
Vai se fuder, mano.
Okay, the fullers look pretty good, although it is starting to look more like the G word, which I'm too scared to say on YouTube. And this definitely isn't a G, it's a hammer, not illegal, and it's just a homemade, slightly a dodgy version of something I can buy from stores. So then I switched to this belt, which I found in the bin of a waxing salon. And the tiny hairs stuck to this belt give the metal a really nice finish.
My God, that's smooth.
And look at that, I'm proud. It actually all looks good, except these little overhanging lips.
Uma coisa pode ser dita. Feio não ficou.
É.
Definitivamente feio não ficou.
Eu acho que eu teria um desses no minha prateleira.
Só na prateleira, não ia fazer pra mais nada.
Pra mais nada, é muito perigoso. Eu tenho certeza que Deus ia me usar de exemplo e esse prego ia cair no meu olho, tá ligado?
So I gave it a labiaplasty. Now you're probably wondering how I'm going to stick a handle on this thing. And so am I. I definitely should have planned how I was going to do that from the start, because now I'm just going to have to go with the easiest, worst option, which is most likely going to ruin all of this work. And I'm going to attempt to weld a piece of pipe here and then just shove the handle in like this. And after a quick test, cutting another piece of pipe and welding that onto another piece of metal, and then hitting that as hard as I can against an anvil, I think it might hold. So I just got a piece real hot, squished it in the vise, and then closed my eyes and hoped for the best. And I really hope this doesn't stuff up. This has been my longest project so far and took me a crazy 13 minutes and 59 seconds to get here. And I had to sit through a Nord sponsor and 2 unskippable ads. So this better work. And after filling the piece up with about an inch of lava, the weld actually looks alright and the piece hasn't deformed. So then I cleaned off the black stuff until it was shiny again and then did some research trying to decide on the finish for this metal. And what I do like is stone washing, where you etch the metal in acid. Then people on the internet will get that metal and put it in a rock tumbler to get this nice looking surface which protects the metal from rust and looks rustic. And I don't have a tumbler, so I figured out another easy way to make your own. All you do is you get your metal, put it in your pocket with some stones from the garden, and then put it in the washing machine for about an hour. Which gives you this. And I decided I don't actually like this very much, so I'm sticking with the shiny finish. But I'm also going to copy what every WOG that moves to Australia does and cover pointless parts of it in gold in an attempt to make myself look more serious. Then I grabbed some oil and rubbed it all over the wood before using some quick set.
Não sei se vocês repararam, né? Mas ele usou um negócio de porta, né? Pra fechar o martelo. Aí ele abriu a porta justamente que ele tirou o bagulho.
Epoxy and a bolt to lock the handle in place. Now the instructions of the epoxy don't say you have to panic, but I find I get better results if I use the wrong size bolt,
Quickly.
which I then have to cut down and then burn myself on.
Leave.
I then like to freak out that I'm not going to get the handle in place before the epoxy sets, ruining my whole project, meaning I'm not going to be able to upload a video in time and I'm going to become irrelevant and not be able to upload on YouTube ever again. And it worked. Then I took it back to the beautiful hairy belt to
Quem nunca teve uma crise dessa, né?
smooth it out. And I do like these hairy belts a lot. But just like the Thai place down the road, I find I get much better results when finishing by hand. And it's done.
Cara, ficou bonito,
So
hein?
I decided
Ficou muito bonito. Quem diria que algo tão bonito ia ser tão perigoso?
Não é, tipo você, baby girl.
Que isso? O louco é mó jovem, a voz dele é mó grossa. Então, né? Ele tem uma voz profunda, mano. Ele e o amigo dele do outro vídeo, os dois tinham uma voz grossona.
Tem que fumar maconha pra caralho, né? Fumar muito pra chegar nessas ideias de vídeo.
Com certeza.
Não é?
to do one last vice test just to make sure it all still works.
Acho que não foi esse vídeo da polícia, mas tem um vídeo que ele fica fazendo muito barulho de bala. Aí bate a polícia na casa dele.
Mais um prego.
Nice. I don't know why I didn't place a piece of wood there or something. Let's go upstairs.
Quantos pregos você precisa no seu teto? Ele aparentemente precisa de 3.
Ué, velho. Porra. Ué, arregaçou o chão, mano.
What? Oh,
And I'm very, very happy with that. This thing is powerful and beautiful. Definitely the coolest thing I've ever made. But I just realized that the vise was definitely adding heaps of support on the side and on the bottom of the hammer. So before I swing it by hand, I decided to put it on this rig, which perfectly recreates how my arm works. Which didn't work. And again. Then I figured out what was happening. My hammer was working in the vise, but not for the reasons I intended. I thought the nail was moving back and pushing the blank, setting it off. But that wasn't actually happening. Because I was scared and crouching down to make sure I didn't die, I was actually hitting the top of the hammer, not the nail, which meant I was squishing these two pieces of metal together, setting off the blank. So I switched to a shorter nail so that the end of the hammer would actually hit the table. And...
yes. Yes. Whoa.
What was that?
Alright, let's hammer some stuff that you shouldn't be able to.
A esposa dele indo olhar o que tem. Inclusive, eu esqueci de mencionar, teve uma parte do vídeo que dava pra escutar um barulho de criança. Ele tem filhas.
Então, eu tava ouvindo, eu fiquei, meu Deus, ele tá fazendo isso com criança em casa, meu Deus do céu, velho. Os pregos tudo voando no teto, eu pensei, pô, eu acho que ele deve morar sozinho, né? Aí eu comecei a pensar, meu Deus, tinha
Não,
criança,
ele tem
mano.
esposa e filho.
Oh,
A gente
cara.
pode chamar esse martelo de Mjolnir, mesmo não sendo nórdico.
Like, this fry pan.
Mano.
Let's smash through that easily.
Ai.
But it is pretty thin metal, so let's move on to some thicker metal, like this a barbecue plate, which is 1.5 centimeters thick.
Que tem um ovo?
Ele vai mostrar que usa pra fritar. Eu sei. Acabou com a frigideira, que isso? Ah, tá testando,
A frigideira
né, filho?
novinha, velho. Olha
Pior
lá.
que ela-
2 ainda.
9... É, tem outra ali.
3, 2, 1. Far out that was a loud one. Okay, it's stuck. Ooh. Whoa. It is punched a clean hole. You can see the punch marks. Or the way that it kind of blew it out at the back. That is
Mano, atravessou
insane.
bagulho de 1 centímetro de ferro puro.
Caramba,
And after that
véi.
success, I think I'm going to take it off the rig and have a go at hitting it myself. And I'm honestly so surprised this thing hasn't blown apart yet. And even my dodgy weld seems to somehow be holding up. So I stacked up some stuff in front of me and decided to hit this book.
Para!
Oh my god, I'm terrified of this thing. Please get away from me. Okay.
Mano, ele fez o bagulho e ele tá cagando de medo.
Não é, velho.
3.
Olha isso, olha onde é que ele tá, mano. Ele tá querendo bater, mas ele tá atrás de uma barra de ferro com óculos de proteção.
Eu tô com medo por ele, eu tô me escondendo também, velho.
2, 1. Three, 2, 1. That was actually fine to hold. Don't go all the way through the table. Went through the book, through the table, through this surfboard I have here, and is sticking out. That is insane. I'm gonna stop playing with this thing. This.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like
Olha que bom, já apareceu o vídeo aqui. A gente vai
Meu
ver.
Deus.
Eu me cagaria de medo se você faz um martelo pistola de prego com a potência de uma pistola. Você não teria medo de...
Não. Acho que só de estar na mesma sala que um negócio desse eu já estaria me mijando.
Cara,
Eu tive premonição pra isso.
é lei do... Como é que fala aquela lei lá de tudo que pode dar errado vai dar errado?
Sim, eu sei, mas eu lembro o nome.
Eu também não lembro o nome, mas tem uma lei que fala isso. Acho que, mano, mamãe que o papai tá deixando nossa casa mais perigosa.